Hello.
What's going on here?
We're here. This is the People's Circle for Palestine, formerly named King's College Circle, at the St. George campus of the University of Toronto. We've taken over this space as of May 2nd. We're a group of students at the University of Toronto who are demanding that U of T ends its complicity with the Israeli apartheid state and its occupation of Palestine, and especially its current ongoing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. And we're asking that the university does this by disclosing its financial holdings, divesting any funds it has in companies that contribute to apartheid, occupation, and genocide, and cutting all ties with academic institutions that either operate physically on occupied territory or somehow directly contribute to the maintenance of the occupation.
Okay. Do you guys believe the university will listen, or do you think they will try to spin it and make you guys look like the bad guys?
We would like to go into this with hope. That being said, we have grown less and less optimistic about the prospect of the university wanting to engage in serious dialogue. We are here because we do want to engage in serious dialogue, and that's what we've expressed clearly to the university. However, we've also been protesting for months. In fact, the call for divestment at the University of Toronto goes back to 2006. Students have been demanding this since 2006. In the past few months, they've occupied President Gertler's office, met with him, presented their demands, organized protests, done all sorts of actions that didn't lead anywhere because the administration was not interested in engaging in a meaningful dialogue. The point of this action is to escalate to the point where the university will have to listen to the students and will have to listen to their voice and engage in dialogue with them. We hope that happens. We are not extremely optimistic, but we will hold out until it does happen.
Do you guys wish some of the politicians try to join in or speak out for you guys? For the city of Toronto, like, do you wish more, like, bigger name people in the city try to speak out with you guys?
We appreciate all the support we get. We've gotten support from normal community members, from faculty, from students, from public figures, journalists, politicians. We're not necessarily interested in public figures as such. We're not interested in platforming public figures necessarily. That being said, if there are public figures, there are many public figures who are supportive of the cause, who are sympathetic to the cause, and who are supportive of our fight. We would love it if they come down and join us. We would love it if anyone comes down and join us. That's what we're calling on the community to do. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be politicians, but we'd be very happy to have anyone.
Then how long are you guys willing to do this protest here? Like, are you willing to do 6-8 months, or should the university just agrees to talk to you guys? Like, are you just waiting till the university says, okay, let's talk, or you just gonna keep sitting doing the protest till you get everything you want done?
As long as it takes. Waiting as long as it takes. Again, to bring it back to the most recent action that students orchestrated here on campus, they held an occupation of President Gertler's office. They agreed to a meeting. They did not ask for all their demands to be met. They did not ask for a commitment to their demands. They only asked for a meeting, and the meeting was disappointing, and the president rejected all three of their demands on baseless, in our view, grounds. We can no longer afford to sit in hour-long meetings that will lead nowhere. We are willing to engage in dialogue. That's the point of this. We want them to commit to meeting our demands and present an outline of how they will be doing so. But we are not going to leave on anything short of a commitment to meeting our demands, so long as the university is peaceful in its response and does not physically remove us.
Why does the president not try to talk to you guys? Like, why do you think the president refuses of the university refuses to talk to you guys? Because you are his students and you do pay to go here, so it would make sense for him to at least listen to the students paying to get in. But why do you guys think he does not want to listen or like talk to you guys?
That's a great question. That's a question we've been asking ourselves. I think it's a great question to pose to Mayor Gertler if you ever get a chance to have a conversation with him. But It seems that the university and the president does not recognize that students too are stakeholders of the university. The university does not belong to donors, it does not belong to investors, it belongs to an entire community of people, part of which is the administration, part of which is the faculty, but the most important part of which is the students. It seems that the view that the university has is that it does not need to be accountable to students in terms of its investments, because its goal is to have as many good profitable shares as possible. We reject that view of the academy, of the university. We believe these places belong to the people who are here to contribute and to learn and to teach. They're not places to make profits at any cost. And the university needs to be accountable to its stakeholders in terms of how ethically it's investing. And its stakeholders are not just the people who donate money; they're also the people who study here, and that's us, and that's what we're demanding.
Do you guys wish that, like, the mainstream media, CTV News, were more balanced about this, not doing a blame game when they want to? Do you wish like there was more balanced, open media to allow both sides to talk?
Absolutely, yeah. I think there's a lot of silencing on against us. I mean, that's been going on with the Palestinian cause for many years. Even the fact that the university gets to put out public statements. The fact that the university gets to put out public statements, which are covered by the mainstream media, where it claims that our protest is not peaceful, failing to mention anything about any counter-protests that have been going on. Meanwhile, a known and designated and recognized terrorist organization has been frequenting this fence, walking around this fence. Members and agitators have been knocking on the fence, threatening campers that they will come inside and chop our heads off.
Oh my.
We have gotten death threats online. All of us, the spokespeople especially, have gotten death threats to our lives. And it seems like the media has this obsession with portraying student encampments as somehow a problem, somehow threatening the order on campuses and making people uncomfortable. That being said, because we are so principled and so committed to our values of inclusivity and peacefulness, we have not really allowed them to do that. So the coverage so far has been good, simply because there's nothing bad for them to report to. We are getting death threats, we're getting threats from terrorist organizations, and we're remaining committed to our principles, which are peaceful protests, and everyone recognizes that. The university recognizes that. They said it in their letters that our protests have been peaceful. But still, the media does try to do everything it can to tip the balance in the other direction. That's true. It's always been true.
And do you guys believe what a lot of people believe about these protests is that it's getting funded by evil organizations? Like, do you guys believe that, or do you guys believe, like, do you guys want to say, like, this is more organic to the people that believe this could not be organic, because this seems more organic to me as a protest.
Yeah. Our protest getting funded? We're funded by the community. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Anyone can just take a simple look around. It's almost not even worth responding to. I haven't even heard those allegations, but we started with basically no money. We've raised the little money that we've organized this with entirely through our community. If you take a walk around here just for a few minutes, hang around, you'll see that literal community members just come and bring us food and tents and sleeping bags, and just they don't even have time to stay. They're like, can I give this to someone? And then they leave, and they're bringing it from their own homes. The public opinion is with us. The city is with us. People want U of T to divest, and they want to support us. And so, I mean, I guess it would make sense for a few just very crazy people to say things like, okay, this is getting funded by some alien organization or something. But it's to us, it's more of a joke.
Okay. So you guys are just keeping your spirits high, not letting them try to tear. But if this group's terrorizing you, shouldn't not the university try to take away that group? Because it makes the university look bad if you have a group doing terrorizing things to other students.
Exactly, absolutely. In fact, it shows the hypocrisy of the university, because in their letters to us, they keep talking about safety. They even say that we want to do this to your encampment, we want to do this to your encampment, we want to make these changes to the People's Circle for Palestine, which they call King's College Circle, because of your safety or because of student safety. The media portrays us as being threatening to the safety of students. Meanwhile, there are literal terrorists, members of terrorist organizations, threatening us with death and decapitation outside these fences, and the university does not care. The police does not care. They'll only be mobilized to suppress us. They'll never be mobilized to protect us. And that just shows the university, any claim it makes to caring about student safety, it's clearly not standing up to.
What do you think? Do you guys believe, like, let's say the university changes? Do you think if they put a different president in, maybe a little more balanced president, there would be more dialogue? Or do you think it's just the university itself, how they just trained or president's teachers were done now we're going to want to talk? Or do you believe like a new system come in will make them talk to you guys and be more open?
We don't see this as a personal problem. We don't see this as a problem with the person of Mayor Girdler. We actually have no objective, we have no objectives for his personality. We don't know him as a person in his private life. We believe this is about an institution that refuses to commit to ethical investment, and we are not necessarily hopeful that a change in president would somehow affect that. What would affect that is students pressuring their institution to do what's right and stand on the right side of history. As an example, U of T was one of the last universities in North America to divest from apartheid in South Africa. And that's a stain that will haunt this university. It did eventually invest, which sets a precedent for what we're telling them to do. We're saying you divested from South African apartheid, now divest from Israeli apartheid. But even with South African apartheid, they did not do it until the very last second when it was very convenient to do so. This President Girdler, if anything, has an opportunity to make himself different, to set himself apart, to not repeat the mistake of past presidents who gave U of T this reputation and lead the world. That's what we're telling him. We are not trying to. We are actually telling him, help your own career, help your own reputation by standing on the right side of history. Be the U of T president that finally divests from apartheid.
And do you think the university is just scared from divesting into like anything Israel? Do you think it's just like they just know about their own history and that's the reason they don't want to? Like they feel like, we did things bad in the past, so we can't we gotta support Israel? Or do you think it's just the university just trying to go for money? Or
I don't think it has to do with that. I don't believe it has to do with that. I don't believe it has to do with the historical precedents because it's really not about a moral thing. It's more about a business perspective. The university simply does not want to lose any profits. But ethical investment means precisely losing profits when you can make them, but you don't make them because you don't want to do horrible things. Again, to bring it back to another precedent, just a few years ago, U of T divested from fossil fuels. That was ethical. That was a move towards ethical investment, right? It was. We have these profitable investments that we're going to take away and give those profits away because we don't want to be contributing heavily to the destruction of our planet. That's what we're asking them to do now, and it's the same logic. They don't want to lose money. We're saying that we're witnessing a genocide unfold before our eyes, and it's okay. It's actually okay if we lose a few bucks. We don't want our tuition to be invested in these things.
Like here's another question. Like, let's say you guys were able to talk to the people that have the money and control the universities. Well, let's say you were able to, what do you try to, let's say they say to you, we don't want to lose money. Only way for us to do that, you have to give us a new business plan where we can make money. Would you guys try to do that with, like go over here where it's not illegal, not people dying, go in a business, try to invest? What do you try to tell them, if you guys need help, go over here where it's safer, less violent, less people getting damaged, less of your legacy? Or do you think it's just they just kill so much about money that much that they're left up to say fuck the legacy, fuck everything, we just want 100% money every day? Like,
Well, I don't know about individual investors. I don't want to pass any judgment on individual people who are investing. But I believe that what we object to is not where the money's invested. It's the very logic that money should not be invested in unethical things. Something as unethical as genocide, possibly the worst crime a human being can commit, to begin with. You don't need a plan to move your money elsewhere. You shouldn't be making that profit in the first place. That's we have an objection to this kind of logic on a moral ground. You know?
okay, so you guys, I see you guys are more about morals, not about business. Do you guys wish, not just the university, just more business, like big, like things like university cities, like more big businesses try to follow that suit where like let's not make our money and everything, like try to be like more about being good people? Do you wish, like, not just the university, just more bigger name companies, schools, whatever, follow that suit where you guys trying to go? Well, peace, let's go peace. Not everything needs to be a dollar, like, do you wish they would follow that?
Yeah, I wish they would. We wish they would.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.